Hello everybody and welcome back to Kusogrand8, the Bad Video Game Tournament. I'm Brosentia, and I'm having a lot of fun. This is our second match, last match for the day. Tomorrow we've got 4 matches. I haven't been feeling the best, so I'm not going to be doing any additional stream today. Just so y'all know, we'll be reading after this match. Taven, thank you for that big crappy in chat. Honestly, kind of terrifying. I do want everybody to know as well that signups for a couple marathons, Fastest Furs, are open right now. If you're interested in going to FWA in Atlanta, those are open. And also, RPG Limit Break currently has submissions for games. If you want to submit anything over there, you are welcome to. Go check them out over on social media, and you can get sorted for that. Thank you, Mendezi, for subscribing. And Crappy, how about you wade on over? Watch out, there might be dinosaurs. Let's go to the GM reveal. Rawr! Absolutely terrifying, okay? I'm quaking in my boots. Well, for this round, the losers bracket round 2, the players were given a GM who chose a game that is generally considered a little different, might be good, but a lot of people ask, why was this even made? So let's say hello to our game master and one who has appeared several times in this round. That's right, our pirate in arms, omeganumber, yar! Come on and chat. Me Hardy. Come on, me Hardy. Hello, Hardy. omeganumber, you there? Nobody's mics are working today. We're cursed. I swear. Yep, still can't hear you.
Testing.
There you go. I was gonna type to you. Hey.
Yep. No, it was doing the voice connected, not connected, voice connected. You know, the little dance thing it does sometimes.
Oh yeah.
So hi, I'm back. What surprise?
Hello. Good to have you. And honestly, you've had some fun picks for this round before. I'm trying to remember what they were.
I had the Z-Dog.
Oh, Z-Dog.
Yes. And then I had Don Quixote, which is based on the movie. This one's a little bit different, but it's got some similarities to the other two also. It's actually it's a fairly recent game. It's from 2009, but it was made for a retro computer. So this is Neo Retro, which I don't know if you played a lot of those, but you know, where somebody makes like a new Atari 2600 game and they go through the whole thing where they even make a cartridge that you can put in a real one. That's what happened here. This was for MSX and ColecoVision. Those are the two platforms this game ended up on. And we are going to be playing Cold Blood.
Oh, should I show the picture? Cold Blood.
Should.
Watch out. It's the coldest of blood. The players are going to have 1 hour to try to pack as much action into this as they can. They'll have 1 full hour. Whoever makes the most progress takes the victory. Whoever doesn't might die in cold blood. Uh-oh. Absolutely terrifying. Well, who are our competitors? We've got the ever amazing EllipsisBreak and Jal. Both of them will be hopping in shortly. Of course, let me go ahead and make sure that we've got audio working and that we are set to go. Duke Nukem, you can be quiet. We need blood sound. Come on. What does cold blood sound like? Guess we're going to find out. Okay, turning up the cold blood noises. Noise was kind of the correct word there.
This does come from a very specific game, and if you know what game it is, you'll actually know why this is on, but why. I don't want to spoil it, though, if you can't tell. I'll wait for people to hit play, and then you'll see what's going on with this game. It is glorious, and I've been holding on to it for more than a year, and now's the time.
Yeah, just a second. I'm going to try Jal's audio as well, just in case I want to swap between the two. So, muting player 1, turning up player 2. Okay, in reality, I was just checking to make sure that the music was supposed to sound like this.
Oh, this is correct. Yes, you're good.
Okay.
This is from an actual game. Like, this is not made by this game. This is from a different game. The sounds you're hearing right now. I don't know if you call it music, but yeah, technically.
I don't know. I think you could argue that this is music. Yeah, I've heard worse music. Okay, it's time for us to do the countdown, everybody, so I need all of your best Cold Blood emotes. Anything that looks like the main character from Cold Blood, this round fellow here, I'll call him Mr. Blood. Eyeballs? What else would be appropriate?
Boxes? Key cards?
Okay, spam.
Also, of course, Pac-Man. You know, you got the Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Here, guys, I see some Pac-Man.
Uh-oh.
So they're going really fast by the... okay, one of them is going fast by the attacks, the other one's not. So this might be a strat. This is a Pac-Man Metal Gear Solid crossover. You need to infiltrate Pac-Heaven, and yeah, it's basically Metal Gear Solid redone in the form of Pac-Man. There's key cards, there's items, there's power-ups that do things like make Pac-Man invisible because that's considered camo.
Okay.
It's quite a game, and you can press F1 at any time to call Pac Boss if you need some help. So it's just like the original Metal Gear Solid where you talk on the communicator a lot.
Are the levels designed like, or is each room designed like it's from the original Metal Gear Solid?
Yeah, there's kind of a mixture. Some of them are definitely like they're thinking of Pac-Man. Some of them are they actually took a room from Metal Gear Solid and dropped it in, kind of thing. So
okay,
it's kind of a mixture. I will say, I don't know. I don't want to spoil too much. This is going to be something. I will say how the rules go on this. I gave them. They're going to have to do 3 loops on this because this is a short enough game. I do think they will beat it once. I don't know about twice. So there's continues on this, and if they're not allowed to use continues on the second loop. And then if they actually manage to get through 2 loops for the 3rd loop, they're not allowed to use a very particular item called a card box.
Okay.
This is an essential item to surviving the game. I could not beat it without the card box. I mean, it's basically a challenge I can't do. So, you know, if we actually get that far, basically blame Novasol for this, all right? Novasol tested it, completely destroyed the game, tried to come up with what would work. These players are very good. They'll probably do the same thing. So that's how this goes. Now, there's a lot going on the screen. So let me try to explain at least a little bit.
Sure.
So in the corner, there are what are called X-Blips. If you pick up enough of the little pellets, you start to gain X-Blips. And those are items that you can drop, and then you eat them, and then suddenly you become Killer Pac-Man. So just kind of classic Pac-Man.
Yeah.
You have to drop them in a blank area, so like if you're kind of in the middle of a bunch of dots, you can't just do it spontaneously. So like Ellipsis used one, and is actually using them pretty well strategically, I think.
Oh, Ellipsis got the ID card. Good.
Just died, so Jal's still trying to figure this out. But this game they're gonna have time. So, what else was I gonna say? Yeah, Jal's trying to pick up a pal, but he was killer, so he can't actually pick one up at that time. So he has to wait till he's done.
Yeah,
now he's just changed to camouflage. So, oh my goodness. What else to say about it? Yeah,
good.
So there's they're picking up items, and they can use the items, and they all kind of have different effects that sort of feel like Metal Gear Solid type things. And Ellipsis also right now has a yellow key card, so that's just for like yellow gates. You can imagine you try to break through the yellow door, you get a yellow key card.
Yeah.
And they're all matched up, just kind of the usual stuff. Java has a very important item. That's the one that I was talking about, the card box.
Okay.
It's like the Metal Gear Solid box.
Oh, the cardboard box, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You see what just happened?
Uh-huh.
With the Gal used it once. That is how it goes, and basically, again, Novasol was the one who tested this, said that that's was kind of the break in the game for him. Once he was able to master the use of the card box, that's when it became like a lot easier to play. This otherwise is a really hard game. Jal just hit a trap. Those little red things are traps. Sometimes you can't avoid running into a trap. Pack bots will come in and chastise you the first time you hit one. That's just how it goes, and then you get these crazy effects like right now where you can't see what's going on. So you just kind of have to wait it out. Let's see here. I've got a manual, which I will read some to. I gave them a manual. I told them to study the manual. They are allowed to have all the information they wanted. And I gave them also plenty of time for figuring out the controls. So the weird thing where you drop down the X-blip, I actually told them to get to far enough that they can actually test doing that, because the control on that, it's easy to get to a point where you're like, why isn't this working? And I didn't want that to happen to them. I want them to be playing kind of in a fair way. So, all right. Let us read your mission.
Sure.
You're Pack Snake, a first-rank member of the glorious Pack Hound group, and you've been assigned to an important mission. Your orders are to enter into the Ghost Heaven Fortress, a high-security area full of evil ghosts. Once there, you have to eat all the blips, the little yellow dots that are on the area. Try to avoid the enemy as much as possible, and use the items you'll find to advance in your mission. When all the areas are clear, your mission will be complete. So yeah, this is Metal Gear Solid. It was made much later than the original Metal Gear Solid, correct?
Oh yeah, possibly a little bit later than Metal Gear Solid. That tends to be how fan games work. The original material needs to be made first, unless you're like a furry who just saw a picture that popped up online and then you made art of it. Because, how often has that freaking happened? Like, all the time. There's this weird French cartoon that's going around that with some dogs, and all of these people are making dog fan art, and I'm like, you haven't even seen the show. I haven't seen the show either, but there's all this fan art everywhere. Apparently people are just fans of that. But yeah, Metal Gear Solid, definitely a solid game that I have never played, and maybe I need to play one of these days.
Yeah, I've got the collection that came out recently on Switch. That's really good.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm a fan. Honestly, I'm even a fan of the really goofy, convoluted plots that start to happen. You know, two has a you have to have this gigantic diagram to understand how the plot of 2 goes. But it's kind of fun once you get into it. I mean, I don't think it's serious. Some people take it really seriously, somehow it's high art. But I just think it's fun that they just went for it. And that's how it goes.
Make silly stuff. I mean, I've played, I think it was Metal Gear Solid 5. Yeah, and I greatly enjoyed what I played of that. I didn't finish it, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Hold on, I've got a ref question here. Hold on a second.
Yeah, go ahead. Well, actually, speaking about the referees, we've got multiple referees helping to track progress to make sure we know how far the players have made it. At this point, the referees that we have are, this is Blastiness. I've infiltrated the food pellet factory. We've got first, attempt to contact mission, missing, oh my god. Okay, first, attempt to contact missing our gray clades. Then try to find the metal pack. Okay, we've got Fahrenheit and R. Redford. Perfect. At this point, we are judging based off of the level that they reach, followed by how many screens are cleared. Ellipsis has cleared 6 screens. Jal has cleared 4. That is our current tiebreaker metric that we are using here. So that is what I understand as the lead.
And I do expect them to beat it once. That seems reasonable in the time period.
Oh, yeah.
Novasol, like, just beat it like 3 times in the time period. So I was like, okay, fine. I'll beef up the time here. It does actually get hard, but again, if you're really good with, I mean, I kind of give them a big hint. The fact that I gave them the challenge about the card box, the fact that that is part of the issue is going to, they should know that it's going to be all powerful, and that when they get it, they should really, think hard about what they're doing with it. So
yeah,
because you're invincible when you turn it on. Like, the only thing that's a catch is turning it off. You have to like actually switch off the item, and so you have to like push some buttons to get back to it. So it's not like you can spam it. So you can't like just take one step and then turn it on again.
Question: in order to count a room as clear, do they need to eat the POW?
I got asked that, and I told them, because I never actually cleared a room without eating the POW, so I don't think they count. I told them to try just go ahead and eat the POW and count it, but yeah, they should. Those are blips, so as far as I know, you actually should be okay with it. So yeah, no, that honestly, I don't think they need to, but I did tell them to just go ahead and eat them because I didn't actually test that particular contingency. I never had a level where I left one behind. I do realize that they can be a little bit bad sometimes. So I believe somebody's already pointed out the invisibility, which is not as bad as Wizards and Warriors. Yeah, if they can clear the level, it's fine. We'll count it as they cleared the level, so it's not really that big a deal. Yeah, it's not as big as Wizards and Warriors because of the dots. Like, the dots kind of let you follow where you're going decently well. So, I actually sometimes found the camo to be really helpful in certain scenarios, and then some other scenarios I found it to be, like, bad. So it really kind of depends. Any other questions on like how this game works, by the way? Because there's been a lot going on, and I know I haven't talked about everything that you're seeing on the screen. Oh, you okay?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just considering, because I know that Jal skipped one of the POWs in the room, so we just want to make sure that.
Yeah, well, what I said was if you cleared the stage, then you've cleared the stage.
Yeah.
So if they actually clear, that's fine.
Yeah, and if not, then whatever. Still a personal best. We're still really early on, so probably not the biggest deal. There is a question, but I'm not sure we want to answer that because we may find out later. Specifically, does this game have bosses, like in Metal Gear?
I am not saying anything.
Okay, perfect. That's what I like to hear. Nothing.
Jal is on to the next stage, though.
Jal on to stage 2. Very nice.
All right. I'm going to actually tell them in chat, you're fine not getting the POW, because I figured they just supposed to be consistent on that, and they were wondering it. I said I wasn't sure, so let me just tell them that.
Ooh, Jal unfortunately got a POW that slows you down, so that one is not a good one. Yeah, so in order to beat the level, do you have to get all of the blips then?
Yes, all the blips.
Gotcha. Actually, that was a decent way of testing whether or not POWs were required. Good.
All right. Okay, just letting the players both know. Okay. So. Oh my goodness.
Ellipsis currently leaving this screen with all of the grass. The grass slows your pack movement down and appears to be pretty annoying. Now, it looks like Jal has not really been using the cardboard box at all.
That's interesting. Well, you know, I may be, I mean, I needed it too, but maybe it's not going to be as important for Jal. We'll see. But actually beating the game might be something different altogether. You know, I've never put this in front of a bunch of people. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I don't know how good people are going to be at it. I know, like, normal people, like I have talked with some people who played it, like, just who are not competitive, blind professional gamers, right?
Oh yeah.
Like some of them can't even beat the game. So, you know, it's not like we're talking here. This is not a case where this is an easy game. It just happens to be that when it was tested, it fell really quickly, and so I decided to put that in the rules. So we'll see.
Ellipsis is also on to the next stage. Whoa, what? Okay. So, as far as I can tell, Ellipsis collected that POW and got a faster upgrade. Jal had collected it and got a slow downgrade. POWs, are they random, what they give you? Oh, that's beautiful.
Yep.
And the fact that it can be a downgrade. I hate it. But you know what? Welcome to old school games. Although this isn't an old game, it was still designed after old video games, and because of that, some of the design methodology is crossing over here, and it's a bit of a pain.
Bloop,
bloop, bloop, bloop, bloop. Yeah, Ellipsis doing a really good job of moving into a room, dropping an X-blip, and like backing up and eating it just right in time to get the ghost in the next room. He hadn't even been in that room before and still was prepared enough to react like that. Like, this is why the players are this far in Kusogrand8, because they are just pro at adapting on the fly and figuring out what they need to do. Ooh, Ellipsis got a uniform. I assume that is going to let you disguise yourself and pass by ghosts, right? The uniform? Are you there, omeganumber? Uniform? Nope. Well, that's okay. Hopefully y'all are doing well. I think omeganumber has also used the invisibility power-up. And that is all right. Well, right now, it looks like both of the players are on level 2. How far have they made it, though? Level 2? Ellipsis has cleared 4 screens. Jal has cleared 3. So Ellipsis moving into the lead. I'm going to go ahead and put the tracker up on screen so I don't have to keep reading this for y'all. You can go ahead and take a look at that as it goes along. Give me a second. We'll have it up there. Otherwise, I'm enjoying the sounds for this game. This is soothing. This is what my dreams sound like right here. Just bloop, 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 bloop. I have terrifying dreams, just FYI. I like the death sound, though. That one's pretty good. Yeah, omeganumber, are you here? Ah, are you back?
Yes. I had the smooch of love from our, internet provider.
Oh, yay. Thank you so much. Probably not Comcast, but maybe.
Not Comcast, actually, but I get the smooches of love sometimes, too. It happens. We also had Power Edge this morning. It was down for 2 hours, so that was fun. There's all sorts of things going on.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, fantastic. Well, here we go. I've got the tracker up here for Ellipsis and Jal. We're going based off of the level reached and then screens cleared. If one of the players beats the game, then we will be going based off of loops. So, plenty to happen here. Plenty of stuff going on.
So, did I miss it? Like, what are we stuck on here? I missed a little bit of the
stuck
action. Yeah, are we having issues? Or are they?
No.
Are players having issues? What do you think?
No, they're doing well. I know that Ellipsis has been doing a fantastic job adapting on the fly, walking into a new room and assessing it in a fraction of a second, figuring out what he needs to do in order to survive moving into that new room. And it's genuinely been impressive to watch. Ellipsis, rather than staying in that other room and collecting all the pips, has decided to move into this next one. Probably going to backtrack and collect the big orb in order to clear out the rest of that room sometime soon. I mean, he dropped an X-Blip in there, so I presume he's going to go back there. You have to beat the level.
I do think that's actually kind of interesting to, that's one thing I never thought about, is usually when I drop an X-Blip, I dropped it in such a way that I'd pick it up right away. I don't know if he was actually thinking, because of whatever route he was taking, that he wanted to put it in his path so that he could pick it up on the way. That would be kind of a cool technique, because it does take a little bit of setup to do the X-Blip. It's not like immediate.
Yeah.
So, maybe.
It might have been on accident, because he still didn't get it the last time that he went through that room, and I don't think he necessarily planned on backtracking this far. It's just, if that were the plan, it's a good plan, and I appreciate it. Not the plan, but if it were, cool.
ID card.
Okay, there we go. Ellipsis grabbing one of the X-Blips that he had dropped. Jal is still struggling a little bit with this. Only 4 screens cleared. Ellipsis really seems to have the hang of this level, though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it's a trap! You kind of just have, if you're going to get the ration, you have to go through that trap. Not really an alternate way. Which, I'm glad that the trap just, it doesn't change things too significantly. It's just enough to throw you off a little bit. You know, Jal had no risk of dying there.
Mm-hmm. Right, it's something you can plan for. It's not like, I mean, even the fact that you pick up a random POW and you suddenly slow down can be a lot planned for a little bit. You know that could happen. So, yeah, this game does not, even though this has RNG, you can pretty much plan your way through it. It's not like it's trying to be cruel to you.
So
I would say it's a relatively, it's weird to say, but it's a relatively modern design despite all the very retroness to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So question here, both of the players have collected a uniform. Does that just allow you to go past the red ghost without any problem?
Yeah, you can pretend to be a ghost.
Okay. Can you
now,
blip
Ellipsis,
while you're a ghost?
Huh?
Can you eat blips
no.
while you're a ghost? No.
No.
That's a problem.
That's what eat blips, so that would ruin your disguise.
Well, why don't they eat blips? They'd be healthier. They'd stop being ghosts, probably. Maybe that's why they want to be ghosts.
Ellipsis had to use a continue, but got pretty far on, got to the red key card, and was actually decently close to the end of the level, so we'll see how this goes. But yeah, there's still plenty of time for things to happen. And yeah, I do think based on the progress they're going to beat it, and I do think they're going to have a hard time beating a second loop. Yeah, just because the second loop is, remember, you can't use a continue. So what just happened, and Jal's also used one, at least. Yep. You cannot use one. You'd have to actually start from the beginning if you end up hitting that again.
Gotcha. I do.
All right, so let's just...
I love this game.
Hopping in and out of trap. Very nice. Go on.
Okay, Jal was a little bit worried about the ghost, but she managed to drop the X-Blip and collect it just in time to eat a ghost. Good. You really want to be in a ghost-eating mood when you eat a ghost, because if not, you're gonna die. That's just biology. Oh no, Ellipsis, no!
So, yeah, Ellipsis did blind, and then immediately dropped an X-Blip to fix that. That was very smooth. If you switch to killer, which is what happens when you get an X-Blip no matter what, then it overrides whatever happens with your POW.
Yeah, so this game, by the way, this Cold Blood, made in the year 2009, made for the MSX1 with 16K RAM. Honestly, really impressive that it runs as well as it does. This group has made other games like... I like that I can look at this game and I don't know what the title is. Cool. Godzilla Balls. Okay. I'm sorry, but we'll go ahead and move on from there. They made Godzilla Balls. They made the Heated Yokai Battle. Okay, tired of her laziness, the Yokai King kicked off his daughter from home. Oh, this is so English. I love it. But she won't leave things this way. She's going to find a way to come back home and teach his dad some lessons. She's going to find a way to come back home and teach his dad some lessons. With some help. Okay. Nice. Well, I'm glad for her. I'm glad that she's gonna teach his dad some lessons. What else? Godzilla Balls, the yokai... the Heated Yokai Battle, Shogunai... Your mission on this game will be to as much diamonds as you can. Oh my god, they made another diamond game. Oh no, Jal. Is this a boss? I think this is a boss. I think you have to eat all the yellow... Oh, you have to cross all the pellets at least once before you can collect them. Okay, yes. Okay. I love this. Let me see, do we get different sound effects? Sort of. So does this put Jal in the lead? Yatta!
Yeah, it does. Yeah, no, because Ellipsis had not reached the boss yet.
Yay! Pack Boss Jal on to stage 3. We have a very clear lead, and Jal dying right away. Sometimes you get speed up, and it's just too much.
So they can call Pack Boss in the middle of the level. They haven't done that yet, but I don't recall the Pack Boss saying anything particularly helpful. But that's kind of true for the regular game too. Pack Boss just kind of says random stuff sometimes. It gets very, very odd. And yeah, Ellipsis is. I mean, Ellipsis really has the hang of the game, too. It's just these players are both very good, is I think the main thing. Surely they're both doing better than I do in a similar amount of time. So, hold on a second. I got distracted by looking at this company's page.
Yeah, I mean, they made a game called Eat Blue. What? Mm-hmm. Since a lot time ago, blue eaters are surviving by eating blue squares. The love blue squares, but they are difficult to find, and in some cases they are in dangerous zones. But our blue eater is hungry, so we must find some blue squares to eat. Help him! There you go. That's Blue Eater, or Eat Blue, sorry. Eat Blue has the Blue Eater. They have Yuppie Potty, Don't Waro... that feels like I can't read the title. Yeah. Who are these people? Where are they located? What are they about?
Spain. They're Spain.
They're from Spain?
This is my third Spanish game. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a gift that keeps on giving. Let's just say that. There's so many good Spanish games. I just love Spanish games.
Yeah, I need to learn more about, like, the Spanish games, because every time that we have one pop up, it's just a weird, different experience that I never expected, and I love it. Well, Jal is doing a good job on level 3, just trying to get all of these pips here. Eat ghosts, eat pips, you know, just eat everything. Ooh, there's a boot.
Yeah, the boot. Well, let me actually. So we haven't even gone through all the manual stuff. Items. Diazepam restores your normal status. So that's another way to fix, like, if you've got some goofy POW condition, you can use diazepam.
Okay.
Boots allow you to walk properly over some floors. So, like the grass, where it makes you walk slow.
Yeah.
Card box we've talked about. Thermal goggles. You can see the ghosts even if you have the status blind.
Okay.
A ration gives you 5 XSplips. There is no reason to hang on to a ration.
Oh yeah, just eat it.
Because you get unlimited XSplips. It's not like there's like a maximum health XSplips, and then if you give yourself more, you can't get more. You know, like the reason why you don't use a ration normally is because you're maxed out. There's no reason to hang on to one. You want to get the XSplips because those are really, you use them all the time once you kind of get the game going.
Gotcha.
That's why I had them test it at first. Like I want to make sure that there's zero understanding about what these things are or what they do. So, ghost uniform. To dress as your favorite ghost and fool them.
Yeah, I like to dress as my favorite ghost. Ooh, Blackbeard, he's a good one.
Yeah, tells you where the nearest blips on a short range of screens. So if you're like not sure which way to go to go to the next area that you need to munch on, that will help. But I mean I noticed that like one time Alyssa started skipping it because once you know the level you don't need it as badly. And then spray, you can make the ghost fall asleep. That's the full list. That's not including the fact that you can use your radio at any time.
Yeah, I'd say at this point, the players are doing a pretty good job of understanding how this game works. I mean, neither of them are really using these alternate items that they're collecting. They're just using the XSplips. The XSplips are so strong, and they last for such a long time. Mm-hmm. Oh no!
Yeah, they're definitely the main one you start to lean on as you're playing. Like some of the stuff is really specialized, like thermal goggles. It's only for if you go blind. That's it.
Yeah.
Right. That's. Oh, Jal just had the thing run out right at the dead end and got eaten. Oh my goodness! And so got a reset. Oh.
That's how it goes. Hey, Naked Toneberry, thank you for the raid. Welcome on in. Yeah, we are playing Cold Blood for the MSX, trying to see who is able to win. Jal currently on level 3, Ellipsis on level 2. How many levels are there?
I'm just gonna let it go. I don't want to spoil anything in this game.
Ooh, okay. No spoilers.
I'm fairly confident at least one of them's going to beat it, so we're good on time. I think based on the amount of time we got going and how good they're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, we're past the halfway mark.
Yeah. Even Ellipsis has a pretty.
There still is plenty of a chance for Ellipsis to make a comeback. I mean, Jal just got a game over, and this gives Ellipsis a chance. If Ellipsis can get through on this attempt, that's going to make up a decent amount of time. Sure, not quite get him caught up to Jal, but close.
Right. And this game is readable. Like, there's a lot of games where you have to kind of just... Your first go-through is you're killing yourself.
Yeah.
So the game that they played on Tuesday, for instance, which wasn't even it was RGM. That one was Yeah, I don't think there's anybody who could beat level 6 blind, because, you know, you get the spikes that come up on you without... You just have to hit the death and the blind jumps, right? This doesn't have that. You can actually... I'm going to use pause strats. It does have a pause button, and I have them map it. So they know it's there. They haven't been using it because, yeah, I guess it slows you down. But I used it because I'm not like these players. You know, that's why I'm not in brackets. But yeah, it's possible to really just kind of think your way through each level, and all the ghosts actually end up being, once you study it, are really predictable what they're going to do.
Yeah.
So there's not really a lot of surprises in that. The big surprise in the RNG is in the palace themselves. But if you kind of you usually probably have an XSplit handy, just to keep it handy, or the pills. That would also help fix it. Then you're good to go. You can do it that way. So.
Okay, so currently Ellipsis is a little bit risky right now. He only, like, this is Ellipsis's final life, so he's really just got to make sure that he doesn't go into an area recklessly, because if so, he could potentially die and get a game over. Yeah, he's waiting to get the power, or the X-blip, in order to get into this next room. Good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now out of that specific power-up, collecting another X-blip. Yeah, this is the way to play. It lasts for so long that, like, even if you hypothetically ran out, it's going to be difficult to completely run out. Like, I saw, hey, yatta for EllipsisBreak. Very nice. On to the boss, I presume.
I believe, though, it actually gives you a little bit of guidance on what's going to happen with the boss if you stop and read it, but they're not reading it. It's okay. It is possible to figure out all these pretty much on the fly. So I was kind of curious if anyone were going to clearly stop and read the text, or if anybody of them were just going to, like, plow through it. I didn't know. I mean, what would your strategy be? Like, if you were playing this?
I usually...
And you knew that there was this dialogue things.
Like, I would probably read text the first time or two, but then if it seemed like it wasn't helping me, I'd skip it.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yep. Okay, there we go. Ellipsis through the boss level onto level 3. Fantastic. Yeah, so like I said, it looked like Ellipsis was probably going to be able to catch up pretty quickly. Ellipsis taking an intentional game over to get all of his lives back. Good idea here. On this specific attempt, players are allowed to get game overs. As it turns out, though, this level does not start you out with 3 lives. It only starts you out with 2, so that game over did not help. Unfortunately, freezing the ghosts, helpful to get the other pips, but or blips, but you are going to be stuck with a few uncollected. That's alright. Oh, the ghosties are coming. Ghosties coming. Yep, that's something that I can't say again. That's okay.
So, Jal had kind of an interesting scenario. I was getting chased by the ghost, and then, like, went for the power, but went blind, and so just kind of fled to the next room, which was a good strat. You know, just get out of there while you're getting chased by the ghost. They don't chase across rooms, so you can do all the cross-room strats you want to in terms of dodging in and out of if you've got a ghost on your tail. You don't have to stay there. And you're not going to, like, walk into a room and then have the ghost waiting for you on the other side in such a way you get slammed. You can get, we saw once somebody got death spammed, which is quite possible, but you're not going to, like, walk into the other side and then die immediately because of how they get laid out. They kind of get reset.
True. Yeah, so question. I noticed that occasionally players do get an extra X-blip. Is it just based off of how many of the normal blips you eat? If you eat a certain number, do you get a new X-blip?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many?
And, oh my goodness, I think it's 20. Hold on a second. I think it's 20. And then the rations give you a full 5 X-blips straight up, which, that's like...
Yeah, that's huge.
It's like eating like two whole screen. Yeah, that's really big, so...
Yeah, you get the ration, you use the ration. That's why they're rationed out, because they're so tasty. Give you so many freaking X-blips, okay? That's equivalent to 100 normal blips. Eat your rations, everybody. Hey, Jal is through another level. This is the last level. Per the boss. Okay. How often is the boss correct, though? Don't know. Do I care?
There is also a final, there's a final boss, so... Jal might just, I would throw away my lives, you know, like, let's just reset. Right, perfectly good strat right there.
Good way to go about it. All right. Oh, almost running into the... yeah. Since you only have 2 lives, if I died on the first screen, I would die again, like, right away.
Yeah, I don't know. I think part of the deal also is you're trying to collect enough to get your first X-blip. Once you have the X-blips, the game changes kind of significantly. Like, you can, like, die a bunch beginning, just get 0 resources whatsoever.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this is going to be, yeah, this is going to be, I don't know, I'm not sure what I would, I never figured out what the best strategy was for this, to be honest. It's,
eat until you get an X-blip.
Monster was interesting. That's a really interesting one to use right there.
Okay, there we go. Jal using an X-blip and has a chance now. You're going to be able to eat more than 20 blips while you are sort of in this invincibility state. So X-blips are like such a metagame. You just want to eat them, eat them, eat them. Yeah, Jal, I think, is just searching out the level to try to understand, like, where do I need to go? What do I need to do in order to make progress here? Scouting out the level is probably the best thing to do at this point. Okay.
Yeah, it's totally okay to really kind of figure out where... This might be a case where you're trying to just do a run to get the lay of the land without worrying about beating it. Although it'd be helpful if you, like, end up clearing a level or 2 while you're at it, just in case your opponent's, like, kind of right behind you. But, I don't know. I'm not sure how it's strategizing. Ellipsis did have to do another continue here, well, but I think it's going to get through this time. I think he knows kind of the layout of this level. So.
I love that the manual describes that if you eat an X-blip, you'll be able to kill enemies temporarily. Oh, I love it! Oh.
So good.
It's perfect.
Yeah, so just to give some background on the machine, because we've had MSX on here before, but generally I think we've had the Japanese MSX games, because we've had Tina Hex Tina Hex has played like all of them, I think, right? Literally, so, like,
I think so.
And Jennifer, yeah. I don't know if she's got a spreadsheet somewhere, but yeah, she's like, and she's given a lot of them. And I know I've seen at least like 2 or 3 Euro MSX, but there just hasn't been as much emphasis on it.
Yeah, we certainly haven't had a lot of homebrew MSX.
Oh yeah, no, that's yeah. But MXX was really well loved in Europe. It was not just a Japanese machine. And just to get clear, in case anyone doesn't know, MSX is actually Microsoft is one of the companies. So ASCII was one of them. ASCII is a Japanese corporation that had ASCII magazine, and they were one of the companies that were responsible. So that's partially why it's a Japanese computer, is because of that. But Microsoft was the other one. And one of the people actually working on it was who kind of was an early MSX evangelist for Microsoft, was a Japanese immigrant who had went to London when he was a teenager. And then after a little bit of time, he went over to Microsoft Research in Japan, like a new division of Microsoft in Japan, to help with MXX there. And eventually he did... he was producer on the Windows version of 2.0 and 3.0, I think, the Japanese version of both of those.
Okay.
So. All right, we got the card box again. We're not going to see like a third loop. I don't know. Like I said, Novasol told me to do it, so I'm just going to blame him. Yeah,
I mean, like, maybe Novasol was just too. Maybe Novasol's like the secret Pac-Man expert that we never knew.
Well, he's not really even not that secret a Pac-Man expert. He's literally played all the arcade games. I mean, I've had to give him twice. I've had to give him games for Kusogrand8.
Okay.
One time in Bracket, I think, and one time when there was the A-Master thing, I think. I'm trying to remember when it was. And I had to give it to him before, and basically what he said straight up is, I played literally every arcade game, don't give me an arcade game. So, you know, like, we know that that's going to get vetoed anyway, just like, you know, you don't give Liz a Genesis game.
Yeah.
So... But there's some other people in chat that, like, they've literally played everything on a particular console or whatnot. I mean, that's what happens.
Yeah, chat did note that Jal at one point ran out of X-Blips. Yeah, the thing is, if you do run out of them, you want to at least hold on to one. If you have one, then you've got hope. You can eat it, and then just clear out a whole bunch more of the normal blips, and hopefully get enough to collect another X-Blip, which Jal did right there. Perfect. Are they called blips because of the sound that they make when you collect them?
Yeah, let me see if there's a story behind that, though, like, because they were called that in Magnet originally, from what I
believe
understand.
so, yeah.
Let's see, blip. Yeah, it looks like that is the... there was actually something called Blip Magazine.
Okay.
What the... Let's see here. Trying to see if there's any useful trivia. There's not really, but yeah, it's because of the blip sound.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're not really paying attention to the other ends, but at least the spray one, I think, is honestly can be useful. That's the one that freezes.
Yes.
Enemies. Like, both players right now, this very moment, have spray in their inventory. So even if you don't have an X-Blip, if you got freeze, you can save yourself a freeze. Hack over. I still think we're gonna... this is gonna be a little harder. I would like to see the final boss, yeah, because there's a final boss after this screen.
A final boss in a Metal Gear game? How could there be? Uh-oh. The ghosts are now invisible for Jal. Dislike. 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 Illegal.
Yeah, that's the blind one.
Yeah, with that said, you know, the referees are keeping track of how many rooms are cleared. Jal might have cleared more than 3 during that attempt, but yeah, we'll just want to keep an eye out for what happens during these next rooms. It's hard to say for sure just because, like, Jal is moving from room to room to room very, very quickly. I think she's looking for keys because she knows that she needs to backtrack. There's not really a point to collect all of the pips on the way to go collect a key. Because, you know, you will be crossing these paths again. Ooh, very careful use by Jal, but look, EllipsisBreak is on to the same level as Jal. This is a potential comeback. We'll have to see what Ellipsis is able to do. Still not enough pips or blips to make an X-blip, but there we go. You can do it now, just gotta use it in the right area. There you go. And honestly, the longer you can go without using one, the more likely you can get a few under your belt. You want more than one X-blip, if at all possible.
Right. Right, yeah, because you get in trouble.
Okay, there we go. Ellipsis onto a room with a bunch of speedy ghosts. This sound is just soothing. I could just sit here and listen to blip, blip, blip all day. I like it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it feels like the authentic arcade experience, you know? Like, yeah. I feel like I'm back in the 80s where you know, so, I mean, I didn't have a console, so what I had was I could go to arcade, play games, right? And,
room clear for Jal?
I mean, I've got kind of a long, sort of, if I tap into my most early memories, this is kind of sound that I feel like. So there's sort of a nostalgia from listening to this game, even though there's not music during the game.
I played a decent amount of Pac-Man when I was young. Yeah. Ooh, and now the sound is getting distorted. Okay, let's go back to Ellipsis real quick. There we go. Sound no longer distorted. That happens sometimes. Welcome to life. What's that?
Oh, a nice juking of the ghost from Ellipsis and then just got cornered and is now back over.
Uh-oh. I don't
know.
So
Jal still has like 2 screens, it looks like, and is in really good shape with his current run. Did not pick up the spray. Like I said, they're just ignoring the spray. I actually think the freezing the ghosts is super useful. The big problem with freezing ghosts is like they're usually sitting on a pellet of some sort.
Yep.
So it's hard to sometimes you have to kind of account for that. But you know, it freezes them if they're like trying to move at you really super quickly, and they're not going to go anywhere, you know?
Yeah, Jal doing a good job of raking up a lot of room clears on this specific attempt, and she still has 2 lives left, so this is looking pretty good for her. Like, and the total number of X-blips at 4 means that she has a lot of resources, a lot of ways to survive. So there's a decent chance that Jal is going to have not just a PB, but maybe even a level clear by the time she gets through the rest of this level. Okay,
she could clear the game. She's still got time.
Let me see if the audio is still distorted. Nope, Jal's audio is fine again. Yeah, I still don't completely know who's going to take the victory here. Like, Jal, with a couple of mistakes, could get a game over, but she still understands more or less what she needs to do to get through this stage, and it's being super careful. EllipsisBreak, though, definitely doing the same thing. We've got a lot of care by both of these players. It's just Ellipsis only has 1 life left, so 1 mistake would be enough to set him all the way back to the beginning of this stage. As a reminder for people in chat asking about the compass is specifically used. If you use it, it'll tell you which direction to go to get to the closest blips. So if you've cleared all of them on your screen and you don't know where the one last blip is that you forgot to get, use the compass. It'll tell you more or less where to go. Okay, Jal did take a death pretty far into this 4th level. That is a little dangerous. She put down one of her X-blips. I think she might chill by the X-blip so that she can collect it and, you know, not just waste it. There we go. Big question is, where are the other blips that she needs? She's going to the right. Gotta be a bit careful, though, because last life and any of these screen transitions could be dangerous. Oh, Jal, no! That is a game over for Jal. Back to the beginning of level 4. Oh, my heart. Okay, this is going to be a very fast game over for Jal. That is fine. Yeah, mind you, this opens up the chance for Ellipsis to move into the lead. However, he also only has 1 life left. You know, there's no room for error here. Oh my gosh. And with no X-blips, Ellipsis is no... Oh, Ellipsis, you've got the ghost disguise. Are you able to disguise yourself? Okay, there, he just managed to collect another X-blip. Oh my gosh. I was very stressed for Ellipsis, but there's a chance.
Hi, I'm back.
Hello there, Omega.
I've also got the game playing on my phone now, so I did see that Jal got extremely close to beating it, and then, yeah, I think those were the last blips, I'm pretty sure. So...
I think so. It looks like, unfortunately, Ellipsis has used the ghost costume, which is great, except when you don't want to use the ghost costume, in which case you can't get rid of it. Stuck for 30 more seconds. We've got spray.
Oh, no.
Can you use the spray to override the uniform? Oh my god. I just
you can't
love
even
it.
use an X-blip to override, because, yeah, you're a ghost. Oh no. Oh no. I mean, that could be the game right there. Imagine if it was like the number of seconds of that got stuck in the uniform. Yeah, the uniform, you're a ghost, but ghosts don't eat blips, so you can't, yeah.
I don't want to join that group that puts on uniforms and can't eat. What kind of labor place is this? Like, I want a real job. Real job where I'm allowed to eat.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you watch, have you watched any of Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures? There's like a lot of lore with the ghosts in that.
Why would I watch a cartoon about Pac-Man? He's just a circle. I know what circles do. They're round.
Yeah, there's a lot of ghost lore in that where it does seem like the ghosts are kind of unfairly treated. I mean, but it's kind of like a lot of cartoon villains, you know, like the ones in He-Man, the little minions and those. I mean, those never really got a fair break. I mean, I'm sure they don't have a union or anything.
Legit. My question is, who are they making a Pac-Man cartoon for? Why are they doing it?
Kids?
For kids? Guess what?
I mean,
kids don't know. No? Kids don't care about Pac-Man these days. No, they care about freaking Among Us. Where's our Among Us cartoon, huh? Haven't seen that.
I don't know, but my kids. I mean, at least my younger one loves Pac-Man.
Oh, okay. Corndad's kid loves Pac-Man as well. Okay, fine. Apparently, a lot of kids like Pac-Man still.
Yeah, Pac-Man is actually decently still current. I don't know what happened to make that happen. But yeah, there's still Pac-Man is still pretty strongly known amongst the chillins. I don't know what it is about some properties where people know, and like I'm sure if you asked her, she would not know who Dig Dug was. You know, that one's gone. I know. I mean, my child is a little more like we've got to
Pac-Man. Whatever, get out of here, Pac-Man. Bring him Dig Dug cartoon. Come on, Doug the Digger. There, you've got the name of the main cartoon.
One in the 80s.
Yeah,
it probably was one of the 80s because there are all sorts of weird video game cartoons in the 80s.
Well, let me go ahead and look. Hey, it is tied between the players, both of them with 11 screens cleared. If Ellipsis can clear one more screen, that will put him in the lead. But
as far as I know, it's the last one. I think it's the same one that I think it's the same one Jal needed. I think.
Jal did clear this room before.
This one. Okay, so it's not the same room. All right. Interesting. Okay,
and this
was not a hard
is
room.
a lead change. Ellipsis now in the lead. That's right, in the final 2 minutes. Lead change. What the crap? Everybody, welcome to Kusogrand8. You never know what's going to happen.
Okay, there's got to be a couple blips missing. Let's see.
For where?
East. Ellipsis used the compass. There we go. Ellipsis used the compass. Oh my goodness, it was useful. See?
I mean, yeah, it's useful if you use it. It's not useful if you just hang on to it in your inventory. Come on.
Jal reset. What happened with Jal?
Jal got a game over and just decided not to keep playing because there was less than a minute left, which is fair.
All right, that's fair. So I was just going to make sure that somehow I missed some sort of Tubin like. Oh, by the way, you win the game.
Nope, but everybody, that is time.
That was amazing.
What a heartbreaker for Jal in the final 2 minutes. Ellipsis moving into the lead, but huge shout outs for Ellipsis for having that comeback. That is absolutely great. And yeah, if there is an issue of clearing more screens, there will be a recount. So if that is something that is needed to be done, then, you know, it was close enough that just having one screen cleared over the other, we'll probably want to double check just to verify. With that said, I'm going to welcome them both in to come and chat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this game, here's the deal. Novasalt, you're too good at Pac-Man.
Yeah, I kind of figured. I was originally, this is just kind of a one and done game, and Novasol's like, no, you need to actually like to have this originally I was actually in a second game to start with, and then like this game for 2 loops, and I was like, I'll just do this game for 3 loops, and didn't need it.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, Jal and Ellipsis are in here. Welcome, and great job, both of you.
I think you had way too much faith in us to give us 3 different missions.
Hey, I appreciate being over-prepared.
I thought I might have reached for the second loop if I had done a little better, but there was no way we were getting 3 loops out of this.
Yeah.
And it does look like we are doing an official VOD review to confirm, because Jal was definitely in the lead for a long time. We think that Ellipsis may have taken the lead in the last couple minutes, but again, we are doing a review to confirm.
Yeah, my final run on the last level got through.
Did you ever get the
probably
yellow
the
card?
vast majority of the level? That's all I know.
What did you say, Jal?
I didn't hear you.
If you got the yellow key card on the last level, because I never got that.
I am looking at the yellow key card right
there.
now.
Oh, okay, there it is.
Did you get that?
No, I did not.
Okay, so did you get the red and green ones then?
Yeah, but
We are so close to each other.
Have you been clearing every single room that you've come across?
It's not every single room. But
okay, yeah, it was the same,
now.
so...
It's most of them, so we're neck and neck apparently.
Yeah, it's the big question is, did Jal get all of the rooms that EllipsisBreak got, or did Jal miss a pip in one of the rooms. That's mostly what we're trying to figure out.
I cleared a room right as time happened, so if that was the difference, that would be amazing.
Honestly,
That would be great.
that would be fantastic. Yeah, we'll chill for a second. So I gotta ask, what do you think of this game? Cold Blood.
I don't like it.
You don't? Okay, why?
Yeah, this
I already don't like Pac-Man, so
yeah.
adding some items to it doesn't really improve it for me.
I think the items could improve the game if there wasn't so much focus on the 20-second power pellets that you can stock up on.
Oh my gosh,
Agreed.
they're OP.
It's so much better than everything else in the game that it just ruins the rest of the game.
Yeah, there was only that one time you needed the boots, but other than that, power pellets were all you needed.
Yeah.
Especially since you could have a negative effect from the power pickups. They just didn't feel worth it.
Yeah, I at this point, I rarely get the POWs. It's just, sometimes you get freeze, that's nice. Sometimes the ghosts turn invisible, that's not nice.
Sometimes you turn invisible, which is also not nice.
Yeah, like
That's sometimes manageable. If you're still getting power pellets, you can still know where you are from that. But not being able to see the ghosts is a game breaker.
there,
That shouldn't be a thing.
there is an item that can allow you to clear that status. I'm trying to think. What
Yeah,
is
there's
it?
thermal
The pill.
goggles, but,
Oh.
yeah, diazepam or whatever it's called.
Yep.
Yeah.
The diazepam
You usually
will.
don't have that. There's way more POWs than there are pills.
Yeah. Let's just say power pellets. Way to go! Go ahead and get those X blips, whatever you want to call them. And yeah, they're delicious. Simply put, I don't know who is going around eating food on the ground except for Pac-Man. Of course he would. Also, Ellipsis, I was dying when you turned into the ghost. Okay?
I hate that I did that. That might have cost me the
That
run.
might have cost you the match.
That cost me a full minute on my best run. I would have got a couple more rooms if it wasn't for that.
Yeah.
Wait, what happens with it? I never used that
I tried
item.
putting on the ghost disguise, and it makes you invincible and stops you from picking anything up, including whatever the things we're eating are.
Oh no.
Yep.
And it lasts a minute, and I just had to sit there for a minute and wait for it to wear off because it's worthless.
Did you
How does
try
that
to
help?
use the freeze spray while you had the costume on?
I couldn't pick anything up with the costume.
You
on.
did pick up the freeze spray. I saw
Yeah,
you.
but I don't know what the spray does. I've never been
The
able to do anything
spray
with it.
freezes, I believe, all of the enemies for a certain amount of time, and if you used it, I'm not sure if it would work, but it could possibly override
thing
the
is,
other status.
I can't seem to use it. I'm trying right now. I'm pressing the button. Nothing's
What?
happening.
You can't use it in the room that you're in? Oh my gosh.
Right.
Wait, let me go back.
I was never actually able to use the spray. I don't know if it's a passive item or whatever. I just don't know what it is, and because of that, I don't trust it.
Do you have your arrow over the spray?
Yeah, try that. See.
What the crap? Okay. Well,
I can use the compass.
yeah,
no
Omega
problem.
Number kept saying,
You can knock out the ghost with it.
how?
I think you have to actually be in proximity. Like it's not like the whole room.
Okay, that would explain why I
Oh.
couldn't experiment with it. And yeah, I don't trust items like that. There was no way I was going to try something that requires being in proximity to the ghosts while not in kill mode.
Well,
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, no, I was wondering because that was actually something I used, and I was like, no, but I could see the strategy that we're going with. I mean, the one that you always was helpful was rashing because that one. I mean, it just gives you more X-blips, which is the overpowered thing anyway. So might as well use that.
I want
It's
everybody.
still not doing anything. So.
I want everybody to know that we have had a recount, and indeed,
Oh.
Jal did clear 12 rooms. Ellipsis also cleared 12 rooms.
Oh,
Jal did it first, though.
Are
Ellipsis,
you serious?
because of using the ghost uniform and turning into a ghost for a minute, you probably lost due to the item usage. I can't believe that it all came down to you using the uniform.
I'm so mad.
Oh, but I
I'm
love when
getting
matches are
eliminated.
this close. Like, it's fantastic.
It couldn't get any closer.
Oh, yeah. Like, quite literally, it was super close. Like, we were all ecstatic that Ellipsis passed Gel in the last little bit, but it didn't happen. We just had a little bit of a miscount. That's why we go and do VOD reviews, you know, when it comes to something this close. And honestly, fantastic match. Gel just barely taking the victory here. Oh.
Just to be 100% clear, that 12 rooms includes the one that I got right as time went, right? Just checking.
I believe that...
I'm sure it would, but...
Let's see.
The refs are being like super careful on that.
Yeah, they should be pretty careful about that, and I would recommend that they...
I'm sure they did, just when it's that close.
Yeah, Okami... yeah, we...
Oh, it was the second after time.
Yeah, so right at the hour mark when our clock hit the hour, you had 5 dots left. So,
what? That's not what it
Oh,
looked
no.
like at my end.
Oh. Yeah, but with that said, we could go back and like measure the time between right when you started and go to the hour mark, because it's worth, you know, we did it for Jal. It's worth doing it for you as well. So everybody, if there is a change later on when it comes to placements because of VOD reviews, we'll go ahead and change it in the official sheet. We'll let everybody know. We will do it as objectively as possible, and I think that we'd be happy to check that just to make sure. I love when matches are this close, though. Okay, I love it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like report a result until I really get final clearance from the refs on this. So yeah, we'll make sure that all the seconds are counted correctly and everything. But,
so like Ellipsis, we will ask for your final words, but it might be Jal who ends up ending up in the grave with your final words.
I'll prepare some final words.
Or, Jal, you can prepare your own words as well. Yeah, that sounds great.
It's kind of weird how I'd be happier losing by a landslide like I thought I was, rather than losing to the ghost costume.
No, I love when it's this close. Come on.
It's great. The ghost costume is not so great.
It makes for a great show here. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I would go ahead and say fantastic job. Ellipsis. So we do have to do the traditional ask for your last word. So do you have any final words that if you end up in your grave today, you would like to take there and put on your tombstone?
A good one for this.
That is the question.
Yeah. Yeah, let's put just one more room on it.
Just one more room.
That's beautiful. You should give them the screenshot that's in the refs room right now. Actually.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And per chat, that's the screenshot. And technically, it looks like our timer started a little bit after you started moving. So it was just right about, like, it was very close, extremely close. Just one more room. That's really all that it would have taken. But you gotta eliminate somebody. Just one more room, everybody.
It's so close.
So close. Well, Ellipsis, I gotta remember, hit me up for a Steam gift card, as well as Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, and everybody who has subscribed and who has dropped bits and who's donated. Thank you so much for helping keep this stream running. So is there anything that you'd like to plug before we take off for today?
I don't think anything's changed since last week, and that was just UFO 50 again.
Oh, okay.
Rift with the Necrodancer I've been playing a lot of lately.
Yeah.
That just came out. That's really interesting. It's like Guitar Hero, but with enemies.
I do want to try that. Money. I need money. Like, someone with money. Give me some of that stuff. What about
no,
you,
I'm pretty sure this is about you giving me money.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I need to buy you Steam game. Yeah, I do need to give you Steam game. Okay, someone with money, give me money so I can give money. There we go. Nah, I've got a little bit that I can send you. Jal, anything that you'd like to plug?
Same as last week again. Like, if you want to hang out in my stream, I stream twice a week and Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's all.
Sweet Tuesdays and Thursdays over at Jal_. What about you, omeganumber?
I'm still doing plenty of not streaming. I did post another blog post today, and the sort of thing that wouldn't be interesting on stream, so I write about it. But I'm actually going to be writing next about a 1979 game that's played on an old kit computer, and it only has room for 6 characters on the screen.
Okay.
So it's like a 6-character game, and the person who wrote it went through major convolutions to actually write a game in it. So that's what's coming out. It's a predecessor of it's called a Kim 1. It's a Commodore kit. So it's like a predecessor of the Commodore 64, except imagine Commodore 64, but you can only display 4 text characters at once, and that's it.
Interesting. Well, cool. Thank you so much, everybody. Remember, we've got Kusogrand8 tomorrow, so feel free to swing on by again. Otherwise, we're going to go and raid somebody. One of the marathons that has some missions open right now, Fastest Furs, they're doing a marathon over in Atlanta later on, and they have some missions open for that. They are currently doing a stream of Diddy Kong Racing randomizer, so let's go right over there. We'll go ahead and say yatta. That's a good positive message to send. Yatta, everybody! Thank you so much, and I will see some of you tomorrow. Bye! Take care, friends!
Bye-bye.
Bye, Jal! Bye, Ellipsis!